if I'm not going to be in love, I might as well read about love. Am I right? Yes. Hey guys, happy February. Today I am going to be showing you my February TBR because it is the beginning of the month and it is time to show you what books I want to read for the month. For February, I chose more romance books than normal because it is February, it is Valentine's Day, and it just felt like the right type of thing to do for this month because I am a mood reader and I was in the mood for some romance books. So that will be mostly what's on today's list, and I'm really excited to show you guys. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to be reading the back of the books or any synopses or anything because I try to go into reading my books blind and not knowing too much about them, and so why would I read you what they say, because then it would spoil it for me, and if anybody else likes to do the same thing, then I would be spoiling it for them as well. So I will not be reading what the book is about, I will just be showing you what the book is and probably saying when I plan to read it. So let's just get into showing you the books. So the first book on my TBR, I'm actually already about 150 pages into. It is a sequel. I read the first book in this series at the end of January and I absolutely loved it, and so I immediately wanted to buy the second book, and that is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. I am so sorry if I just botched that name. I am not entirely sure how to say it, but this is the book. It is a beautiful cover. I'm obsessed with the covers to these books. They are so pretty. I do know what this one is about. I'm not going into this one blind because it is a sequel, but I'm still not going to tell you what it's about because then I could be spoiling it for anybody else that wants to read it. But yes, this is the first book I'm reading in February and I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to see how it ends. The next book I want to read for February, I'm planning to read this one around Valentine's Day. I picked it up back when it first came out. I bought it and I started reading it and I was really enjoying it, and I put it down and I'm not sure why. I just stopped reading it and I've never known why, but I wanted to give it another shot this year and finally read the whole thing. So for Valentine's Day, I wanted to read Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I'm sure everybody's read this already. It was super popular on Book Talk for a while, and it is a fan favorite, right? And it's super popular, and I'm excited to find out what the hype is about because, like I said, I read about 75 pages of it, I was loving it, but I just put it down and I don't know why. So I'm excited to pick it back up again and give it another try. The next book I'm reading, I have not read a book from this author in quite some time, but I do remember really enjoying her books back when I did read them, and that is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I have been wanting this book for a while. I bought it last month at Barnes & Noble when they had their 50% off sale, and I'm so excited that I was able to pick it up, especially because it is a signed copy, and it is such a pretty cover. I really don't know anything about this one. I haven't really heard anything about it at all, so I'm really excited to dive into this one and find out more about it. So I plan to read this one probably mid-February after Red, White, and Royal Blue. Not really sure, but I'm excited to get to this one. It looks like it's not too long of a book, so it should be a pretty quick read, so I'm excited to be able to get to that and just fly right through it and find out what it's about. So that is my third book on my TBR for February. This next book on my TBR I also bought at Barnes & Noble for the 50% off sale last month, and I truly have no idea what it's about, and I've never heard anybody talk about this book, but it looked super cute, so I had to pick it up, and that is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It's an adorable little cover. The couple on the cover is doing different poses from famous romance movies, which I think is so cute, and on the back there's a dog, which dogs are the way to my heart. I love dogs, so that alone made me want to pick it up. Again, I don't know anything about this author. I don't know what her writing style is like. I've never read a book by her. All I do know is that this is a YA romance and it looks super, super cute. So I'm really excited to get to this one, probably next, if I'm gonna be honest. I really can't wait to get to this one. So this will probably be my next read for February. The next book on my TBR I am so excited to read. I got it for Christmas and I haven't gotten around to reading it yet because I wanted to wait until the weather felt right. because again, I am a mood reader, and so I tend to read my books when it feels right, whether that be seasonal or I'm just in the mood, whatever. This one was one that I wanted to read when it was warm outside and sunny, and that's how it is where I live, as you can tell from the sun shining in through my window. And so the next book on my TBR that I am so excited to read is Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch. I love this author's writing. I adored Love and Gelato and Love and Luck. They're both so adorable. I loved reading them. Love and Gelato and Love and Luck are major comfort reads for me. I love those books. They're so cute and they're so fun because they take place in different countries. So the first book is in Italy, the second book is in Ireland, and this book is in Greece. And when you read these books, it's not just taking place in a different country, you truly feel transported to that country. Like you feel like you're on vacation while you read these. It is such a fun time, and I'm so excited to get to this one. Although I am a little sad because it is the last one in this series of standalones. It is the last book in this series, so I am a little bit sad to close the chapter on these books, but I adore them so much, and I can't wait to read the last book. So that is my next read for February, and I will probably read it around the end of the month. The last physical book that I have on my TBR, everyone and their mother has read. If you don't know what this book is, I honestly don't know what to say. I doubt there's anybody that hasn't heard of this book, let alone not read it. I'm very behind on this, but I've been wanting to read it for months and I just haven't picked it up until a few days ago. So the last physical book on my TBR is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, right? Everybody's read it and everybody loves it, right? Well, I'm super excited to read this book. I have not read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I have this and Malibu Rising, but I have not read either one because I just recently got them, and I'm so stoked to dive into this one and find out what all the hype is about. I am obsessed with the cover. I've been dying to get my hands on this book for months and months. It's been so popular for so long, and I just want to know what everybody loves so much about it. I, luckily enough, don't know too many spoilers. I haven't really heard too many. I've tried my best to stay away, knowing that I wanted to read the book, and luckily I have been successful for the most part. So I'm excited to dive into this book and have my own opinions on it and be surprised by everything that happens. And yes, I am so excited to read this one. I will probably read it fairly soon because I really want to get to it. So that is the last physical book on my TBR for February. Okay, I have 2 more books on my TBR for February that I'm hoping to get to. I don't know if I'll get to all these books this month because I have been in a bit of a reading slump, but I'm hoping to because I read about 8 books per month typically, and that's how many I have on my TBR. But if I don't, I'll just be happy to read some of them because some reading is better than none. So the last 2 books on my TBR are from my Kindle, and I am very excited for both of them. The next book that I want to read on my TBR I have from Libby, and that is Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. So I haven't read any books by Sally Rooney. I would have loved to start with Normal People. I was planning on buying it soon and I was going to read it. I was super excited, but Beautiful World, Where Are You was available through my library on Libby, and it's such a popular and new book that I was like, that's crazy. How can this book be available? So I said, of course, I will take it. Thank you. Let me read it right now. And so I have that currently from Libby, and I'm planning to start reading it today because typically I read 1 physical book and 1 ebook. So I'm typically reading 2 books at the same time. And so Beautiful World, Where Are You is going to be my ebook for the time being. So I'm super duper excited to get into that. The last book on my TBR is also one on my Kindle. So this year, I've been wanting to get more into reading classics because I haven't read too many other than ones that I read for school. And so I told myself this year that I would like to read 1 classic per month. I wasn't really sure what classic I wanted to read this month because there are just so many that I want to read, but I decided on Pride and Prejudice. So I'm going to be reading that as my classic of the month on my Kindle. And I will probably start that soon because I am a very slow reader when it comes to classics. I typically take a long time to read them because they are not the easiest to understand. I have a harder time understanding classics than some others might, so I like to take plenty of time to read a classic and make sure that I'm fully understanding it and not just skimming it and missing the whole point of it. But yes, I have wanted to read Pride and Prejudice for quite some time, and I'm super excited to get to that this month. So those are the 8 books on my February TBR, and I'm super excited about every single one of them. I really hope I can get to all of them. I've wanted to read all of these for so long now. I'm so excited that I have all of these cute, fluffy romances to read during the month of February around Valentine's Day. So that is my February TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have read any of these books or want to read any of these books, go ahead and talk about that down in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys are reading this month or how you feel about any of these books. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day and that you're smiling.